Hello, everyone. Welcome, witches, to Grimrose Academy. Episode 9, I believe. Woo! Last episode, we had a little spoopy episode. It was very fun. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it. But now we are back. Everyone's awake. No one's sleeping anymore, although we might be sleeping in our minds because daylight savings messes everybody up. I don't know about anybody else, but it's been messing with me. How are you all? How are all of you lovely witches? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm ready for magic today.
Yay,
Mhm.
magics! And of course, and those of you in chat, hopefully you've been doing well. Let us know in chat. We love hearing it. Get some roll love in chat as well. And before we start things off, we of course have some little announcements and whatnots. First and foremost, we would like to take a little moment to thank our sponsor, Roll20. Thank you, Roll20, so much for sponsoring this episode, helping us keep the lights on here. If you're wondering about how we roll our dice, if you're wondering about our maps on Thursday session, we do that all through Roll20. It is a great place to be able to play games virtually with your friends. You don't even just have to do dice rolling games. This can also be board games, card games, things of that sort. There's lots of cool different things that you can mess with, and you can make custom sheets. That's what we did for Witches in Spellcraft. It's custom made sheet. I believe Etwalion assisted with that. So thank you, Etwalion. We appreciate you. And of course, we have merch. If you would like to check that out, you can head on over to designbyhumans.com/shop/roll for it. Get yourself a mug to put some hot cocoa in, maybe some pumpkin spice latte, get a sweater to keep yourself nice and cozy and warm. All that jazz. We hope that you like it. And of course, the best way to support us is heading on over to our Patreon, where you can get some fancy rewards in return for also helping us pay our beautiful casts, because that's how we keep the lights on here. And we'll be having the character sheets for Ascension and Grimrose Academy coming soon, so stay tuned for those. The ones for Grimrose are going to be fancy. I'm almost done with them. And we will be having a lot of fun over there. You can also get access to a private GM'd game if you're Legend here and above. We have the one, the only Werewolf Feel is doing November's. Well, technically it's October's. The October Legend tiers are going to be the November game with Werewolf. Which, did you guys decide on the game you're playing?
Yes, we're playing Hunter the Reckoning 5th edition.
I've never played that. That sounds fun.
It is kind of new. We're gonna have our little cell try and find out what the source of a ghost haunting is supposed to be. And of course, it's probably gonna be full of surprises.
That's so my
'Cause
jam. That's my jam. I love
very
spooky
excited.
stuff. I would do it all year long if I could. And of course, there's all kinds of other cool things that you can get over there. You can get access to our after shows, which we record after every show, and things of that sort. So we hope that you check it out, and of course, support us over there. You can also support us right here on Twitch by becoming a sub, and you get access to the videos in advance, as well as access to emotes. And you can become a YouTube member over on YouTube, where you get access to some of those emotes as well. And whether you are a YouTube member, a sub, Twitch sub, or a Patreon patron, you get access to our private Discord, where we have lots of conversations about things and such. Right now, there's been conversation on what had happened in the last episode. Who put the witches to sleep? Who's the wicked witch? Who knows? And of course, we understand that not everyone can support us monetarily. Take care of you and your family first and foremost. That is the most important thing. There are tons of ways to support us in free ways, like watching us live here on Twitch. If you're watching live, making clips for us, because we cannot do them unless we're live, which is such a pain. So if you see a moment that you think is funny, epic, sad, whatever it might be, please clip them, because we super duper appreciate that. And you might see those clips as social bits on our social media channels. And also you can watch over on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, and follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Like, share, retweet, and comment. There's actually a tweet and a Facebook post right now. There usually is almost every day. So please head on over there and check that out. And of course, with that, I normally say hand it over to the GM, but I'm the GM, so you get to hear me talk some more. But are you guys ready for a little message from our lovely Wicked Witch?
Yeah,
Right.
was the Wicked Witch asleep too? I'm curious.
Well, do you remember last episode? Was there a message, a hexagram from the Wicked Witch?
There wasn't.
Hmm. All right. Well, with that, play some music. Can you guys hear?
Yeah, well, she could have just been really smart knowing everyone's asleep and been like, I should act like I'm asleep.
True.
Okay, I think it's on. Can you guys hear the music? Yay, nay.
No.
All right. Well, music's playing.
It's
So we're
fine.
good. We got the
I
mood
believe you.
set. Good morning, witches of Grimrose Academy. If you're reading this, then you've finally awakened from that horrible nightmare. Yawn emoji. Luckily, Violet was able to awaken us. How odd that she was the one. She always seems to be at the epicenter of everything. First the Elder Elm in the Archive of Reverie, now this. Do you think they are related somehow, or just coincidence? For those Keeper's disciples out there, the Keeper staff has a new wielder. Dahlia, Persephone's familiar. Of all the possibilities, who would have expected that one? I jest about all of this, but I am thankful. Now time to catch up on all of your DMs. Hopefully someone has more information on where Zahir's heart lies, or if someone else is going to get crushed. Oh, and reminder, witches, the Enchanted Circle Arena is next week. Hope your familiars are in shape. I put all my bets on the Spooky Friends Coven. Don't disappoint me. Evil witch emoji. Trophy emoji. Hexo, hexo, wicked witch. P.S. Anyone else think the Grim Tower is looking a little extra grim these days? And with that, Violet, please roll me a little roll here. You are going to get a +1 from this for being a Grimrose, but this roll is to see if you will still be able to innately communicate with the animals.
No. Okay.
We're leaving it in fate's hands.
Okay. So I can still pick things that might help me, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing here. But you're gonna get a +1 for being a Grimrose.
Okay.
But,
I'm insightful.
Yeah.
I have discerning eyes.
How do you think your discerning eyes are going to help you?
I'm attuned to the familiars in a different way now. So I'm discerning their communication.
Yeah, but how your eyes
Ooh.
are doing it.
Some animals do communicate through body language. I'll allow it.
Ooh, okay.
Speaking of which, you like animals.
I do. Does that count?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
100% counts. Oh, and just
Because
so some people are new, I noticed that have joined us. If you're new, how Witches and Spellcraft works is that characters get character traits. So it's kind of like if Mad Libs and D&D had a baby. So you get character traits and you get bonuses. You get advantages, so you plus those, and then you get minuses for disadvantage. So some of your characteristics maybe not. So they're adjectives and nouns that describe your character in different ways. And then whatever that score is at the end is what you add to your roll. And sometimes you get bonuses if they're in your spell book. So if it's a spell, you have spell levels that get added as bonuses. So that's kind of how the system works. It's very simple. So we've got 3 so far, right?
I think
4 technically.
And then I'm looking. I don't like being alone, so I hate being alone.
Oh, wow, that's kind of fun.
Okay.
You want companionship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else. Do any of the familiars like piangos?
I don't think that's going to help you here,
Yeah,
but
I
it
thought
might
of it
help you
too,
with
but-
a specific one. Yeah.
I think Tyler, you got one?
I was, because I'm the mean boy, I like to think of the negatives.
Oh, yeah.
I think an anxious personality could be a negative here because of all the different voices that you could potentially hear.
Like that it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that they might talk about you behind your back because they don't know.
I would not disagree, but I would say a tenacious personality means that holding on to something that you have such a little grip on should be giving you a +1, so they might cancel each other out.
I would be okay with that if you guys are okay
Yeah.
with that. Makes sense to me.
I think, yeah, so that just doesn't give me a plus or a minus, so we're still at 5. I don't think there's anything else. So I was looking through.
Yeah.
You live in an empty house. That's not very helpful, is it?
No, I had an empty old decrepit. It's not decrepit, but it's an old empty castle.
Yeah.
Your family is rich. Why is it decrepit?
It's not decrepit.
It's but it's old.
It's old and
Yeah.
they have old money. She's very old money.
Yeah.
Which all
I
right.
think it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5. So there's a chance that you could fail here.
I want to talk to them. I got a success.
16 success.
Katie, it's you. You never fail.
Yeah, I
This
know.
is the only game I've ever played that I get
Katie
decent rolls in. So
was it a -3 on your roll? And we're like,
And
oh, for sure gonna be a
succeeded,
yeah. And you succeeded. We're like, what is this?
I'm excited about this one.
The dice are telling a story, and I'm here for it. So, Katie, what does it look like when Violet, or how does it feel for Violet when Violet realizes that she can still hear what's happening between creatures? Probably the most prominent thing that you're going to notice is that the conversations between Dahlia and Persephone, you now are hearing those conversations. And do you share that this is something that's happening to you, or do you keep it to yourself?
I think I probably realized, like, as everyone's waking up, that it's louder than normal. It's something where it's like, oh, is everyone just like talking louder? But then realizing, like, I can discern the different voices of each of the familiars that I worked with to find the keeper's staff. So it's probably a sense of like, oh, it's not fading, it's not going away, and a little bit of comfort because getting to do this with the familiars was a bonding experience. And probably in the hustle and bustle, not really thinking about it and losing that, but realizing that it's staying. If I'm hearing Dahlia and Persephone having a conversation, I think I'd have a moment of like, do I tell Persephone? Is Persephone going to be upset with me that I can now hear Dahlia and her conversations? But then because we're in the Coven together, I don't want to make any weird situations weirder. I'm going to probably promptly tell Persephone, like, hey, I can hear Dahlia now. I can hear everybody's familiars now.
Yeah, and I think, Persephone, you were just about to have a very personal conversation with Dahlia. Let's play that scene out, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming we're in our room.
Yeah, you're in your room, and actually, you hear this happening, and then you guys play up your characters how you would.
Persephone, I have something I need to tell you.
Did you say what?
I said, what's up?
Oh, I only caught like a part of it.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you see, I think I know who your father is.
Hey. Because I imagine I'm just at my bed doing something. And as soon as I hear Dahlia say that, I have to tell you something too. Sorry to interrupt.
She's got a secret too.
What do you mean too? Why would you know that? Why is there another thing?
During the sleepening, I don't know what we're gonna call it. I could hear the familiars, and now I can still hear them, and I don't want. This seems personal, so I don't want. Do you want me to leave?
Oh,
You can still hear me.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
I would study Persephone's face to see if I can get an inkling of the feeling that Persephone's having.
I think
That I can
Dahlia is
still
as well.
Okay.
Are you being expressive about your feelings, Persephone, or is this something you feel like requires a role for people to discern?
I think I'd look confused more than anything, and that would be very obvious on my face. But I would look at Violet and just be like, weird, but
I know.
okay. But do you mind if I have some time with Dahlia, just the two of us?
Yeah, that's totally fine. I just didn't want you to think I was eavesdropping.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, that's
that
very
could have been
nice.
real weird.
I will go on a walk, and I'll be back later.
Have a good walk.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna quickly leave the room because I know that this conversation doesn't seem like one that should wait between Dahlia and Persephone.
Well, that was nice of Violet, don't you think?
Very. Not
Could've
gonna
just
lie,
listened
I'm
in
warming
on
up a
our
little bit.
conversation.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, let's go back to the whole, you think you saw my father?
Yeah, I think he's the great shapeshifter. He looked just like you, but like a different version of you, like manly version of you, and taller, but like a lot like you.
Where, through the portal in my mother's
Yeah.
office?
In the land of the Fen Shifters, where the Enchanted Circle Arena is, where you took me and you trained me.
Yeah, but do you really think it might be my dad?
I mean, you look a lot like you, but he's not your dad. Remember the great white elk we saw? Who
Yeah.
was, like, watching us while we were practicing?
Why wouldn't my mother tell me?
I don't know.
Do you think you could help me meet him?
Yeah. I mean, we know where he is. We just have to sneak into your mom's office and go through the portal.
Shouldn't be that hard. I mean, but worth it, worth the risk.
Maybe.
She never talks about him.
Have you asked her about him?
A few times, but she's always really cagey about it.
Maybe time to ask her about him again.
I don't know. I don't know if
Are you
she'll tell me
ready?
anything more. I can ask her, but if nothing comes of it, then let's go find him, okay?
Deal.
And she puts her little wolf paw, or like little tiny wolf paw, on your hand. All right. Is there anything else you wanted to talk to Dahlia about?
Maybe has she told me, or is it obvious that she has the keeper's?
It's very obvious she has the keeper's staff. And
keeper's
you were one of the first awakened by it. You notice that like the heart on the staff, like the gemstone that is in the shape of a heart, it does lose power, and you guys had to wait for it to recharge for it to like do its actions. So Dahlia was awakening students, but it took time. So it's probably been like a week before all the students who are fully awake. And there was also some spell circling that happened. The faculty assisted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay with the staff and watching over it?
I don't know. It's a lot of power to hold. What if I mess something up?
I don't think you will, but if you get nervous about it, then we'll figure something out, okay?
All right. I wonder if I can use it to make more treats.
Don't go treat crazy on me here, okay?
Well, I think it just heals things, though.
Not the worst thing in the world.
But maybe we can find more uses for it.
Maybe I can do some research.
Yeah. But it is a little hard to use. I have to shift my shape sometimes.
At least you can do that.
Maybe you can too.
That would be amazing, but I don't know about that.
If the Great Elk is your father, maybe you have a shape-shifting too.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
I think talking to your mom, maybe.
I think maybe you're right.
She'll like nuzzle up with you, and the staff is kind of just like sitting on your bed next to the two of you.
Cool.
And have you gone to try to pick it up or anything?
I haven't. I'm a little hesitant to like... I'm torn. I kind of want to, but I also don't want to like cause something to go horribly awry.
Makes sense.
I think I'm gonna leave it for just a second until I can do some more research about it.
All right. Cool. Is there anything else you want to talk to Dahlia about? Or
I
you
think
wanna
that's
leave
it.
at that? All right. And with that, Zahir, please change one of your likes to crying.
I only have 2 likes left. 1 like left, so it's got to be helping others. Is not a thing I like to do. I enjoy crying too much.
And with that, Zahir, you were going to call the Order of the Flame. Are you doing this with Allegree nearby, or are you doing this alone? Last time you did have a call from them, Allegree was with you and stopped the call mid-call.
This time, I look to Allegree and I ask him if he's comfortable with it. And I warn him that it's going to happen.
Comfortable with you making a phone call?
I mean, it's not a phone call. These people are weird.
I mean, if I know they're coming, then it's totally fine.
All right. And when you join us, or at least you can be here, or you don't have to be here. You can just.
Are they gonna be on fire?
I cannot guarantee that they will not be. But it's not a catchable fire.
It's still fire in my dream.
I'll protect you from the fire.
Thanks, Gwillem.
No
Let
problem.
me guess, you're going to protect him?
Allegree is like rubbing his chest because it's bruised from Gwillem as he responds to Gwillem.
Yeah, there's a
Sorry,
bandage
I
over
hurt you.
Zahir's
I
head.
was just trying to get you awake, and then you both fell over. I'm so sorry. Can you tell him I'm sorry?
Gwillem says he's sorry.
I got that by, the insistent snuffles and also the time he brought flowers. It's fine. It's fine. Gwillem, at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta hurt people you love to try and save them. And, it didn't work out.
I was just trying to wake you guys up, and then you wouldn't wake up, and we didn't know what to do.
Buddy, I wish I could understand you, Because, I like get in front of Gwillem's face, like eye to eye. Because I'd want you to understand that I'm serious. You did the right thing. You couldn't have known it wouldn't work. You tried. It didn't work out, but you tried. That's the important bit.
I like him.
Oh. Yeah, he's pretty great. Well, I think I'll still leave just because we should let them know that we need our door fixed. And also I want to go check on our flower on the hill.
Sorry about
Yeah,
the door
probably-
too.
Honestly, I'm impressed if anything.
Couldn't figure out how to open it. and then it got smashed on top of me, but thankfully, Violet and Dahlia helped me.
Yeah, that's nice. Wait, how did Dahlia help you? They're small.
I mean, Dahlia is a shapeshifter, right? So
Dahlia got big! It was so cool. I want to learn how to do that too, but I don't know how.
what you mean like this? And I get on all fours, and there's a little snapping and cracking, and suddenly I'm a gigantic direwolf.
Whoa! That's so cool! He can do it too. Could you think we could do it too?
I can't.
I'm a wolf.
I
I'm a
can't
wolf.
do
I'm a
it.
wolf. I'm a wolf. No, I'm still pegging.
He's trying to be a wolf. It's funny.
There's a Zahir chuckles, but it doesn't sound like a laugh. Obviously, it sounds kind of like his coughing because he's a gigantic wolf. And then I go over to Gwillem and lick his face a little.
Oh.
Gwillem will lick your face too, but he's got a very long, very, very, very long, skinny tongue. That's weird. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever seen a pangolin tongue. It's weird.
It's like an anteater tongue almost.
Yeah, it's very strange.
I look at Allegory just nodding slowly, like I'm okay. This is gonna be fine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna go check on the flower now.
I mean, you can stay here if you want, Gwillem, but I was gonna check on the flower.
Oh, I love going on adventures. Let's go see the flower.
Okay, let's go. I'll be back later.
I pull out a small pouch of berries and I just shove them into your palm with my mouth.
Oh, thanks. Have fun. I hope you get answers.
Yeah, me too. And I shift back.
All right. As we see Allegory and with Gwillem rolling in a little furry ball with little scales behind down the stairs, we see Zahir. What does it look like when you call the Order of the Flame?
It's one of the few I think I actually use a spell to do this.
You don't actually need a spell for this, so you can just describe how this works.
I see.
Mm-hmm. They don't always answer your call, just an FYI.
This whole workaround is for nothing. So I go over to the big font of water that I say that I have in my room, and I take a lit candle and I place it on one side of it, and I take a small like metal tool and I scrape the sides of the bowl until it starts to sing. If anyone's there, I could use a hand.
You wait for what feels like forever as you take breaths and you're listening to the sound as you touch the rim. And a little spark of flame hovers in your doorway.
I talked to you, right? Because last time it was a big scary man that kind of confused my friend.
It beckons you towards it.
I walk closer.
As you walk closer, the flame kind of formulates and spins around, and you can see, very similarly to last time, someone cloaked in what looks like a very extravagant red and orange robe with very innately designed trimming, their hood covering their face, and in their hand is this flame.
I place my hand over the flame in their palm.
As you place your hand, you don't even place your hand close, like as soon as your hand comes close enough to the flame, you find yourself frozen. And you are now formulated back into the flame. Inside, you feel this warmth around you. You're in the flame. And before you is a circle It looks almost like a well of some sort.
I walk towards the circle and I peer inside.
You peer inside, and inside you can see again what looks like the inside of the tree that you were in, the elder elm. The water trickling around the heart of the tree. Inside is the little blue flame, and around it are these like orangey crystals that are kind of shimmering. You remember this place. This is where you were. You hear the little sad cry of the flame.
Help me.
But circling around. Oh, go ahead.
Last time you showed me this, your message got cut off. What was the rest?
Circling around the flame, you see coming through the walls, the guardians. I don't know if you got to see the guardians before. I know Allegory did. So if this is your first time seeing them, you see these ghostly, slender looking people. They look human-esque, but ghostly shapes. They're wearing full armor and their cloaks all match. They actually look like cloaks from the disciples, the Keeper's disciples. Like the symbols on them look like that.
The Keepers. What do they got to do with this?
They stand in front of it in a line before you.
There's a pool here, isn't there?
There's a pool of water.
Can I cast a spell inside this little flame?
You could certainly try.
I'm having difficulty understanding what's going on, so I'm going to try and wash away all the visible meaning and try and get to what's underneath using wash away concealment. Ignore the orange bit. I just use that to help remember which rose it is in my head. So for this, it's a level 3 spell. Freshly level 3.
Yeah, you guys have been using this a lot.
It's one of those spells that I was like, it's probably going to come in handy. And turns out everyone's like, yeah, it's coming in handy. But I don't have as many bonuses as I used to for something like this. So I am.
Well, like that. Instead of left on red, left on lit.
Left on
Because you
lit.
didn't read the whole message. Nice, Kat.
I'm distressed, which I feel is a -1.
Yeah.
And I hate a lack of control, and I'm currently not under much control at all.
Yeah, I would say that's a negative here.
So -2. This is going great for me. I've got passionate eyes, and I use my eyes as part of the spell. I take water and cover them.
I'll allow that. So it puts you at a -1.
All right. I'm susceptible to stuff like this.
Yeah. Puts you
We're
at
back to 0.
Eve 0.
This is a spell literally made for my rose.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Get a
+1. I think that's it. I think that's all I get.
This is very Order of the Flame. Yeah. Go for it.
Is susceptible a plus or a minus?
I think
mean-
it's a plus in the circumstance of what he was saying he was using it for. But I do agree it could be easily a negative as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not moping or crying. Too bad. I love those things.
It might make you mope or cry.
Yay! Thank you, Maggie. I was worried for a second that I could not get to moping or crying. I feel like that
problem.
is
All right. See how the roll goes.
a partial success.
Ooh. So what you were trying to wash away the concealment? I think that because this is a partial success, you are successful in the sense that you do get a little bit more, but you're not successful in the way that it looks. So nothing changes from the way things look, but all at once, all of the ghosts all at once, standing in unison, their mouths moving in unison, say to you,
Protect the flame. Protect the Elder Elm. Protect Grimrose Academy.
Great.
and then you are transformed out of the flame and back into your body. And the creepy, bony hand that held the flame no longer has a flame as they close their palm and their hand recedes into their cloak.
I'm going to say this one time, but damn, you people are confusing.
There's no reaction, no movement of the cloak. It just stands there.
If you hadn't shown me what you showed me the first time round, I would have never have done what I did. The flame would still be there, alone. So clearly I was meant to do something with it. But now it's clear that this is the wrong thing that I did. How do I protect the flame while putting the flame back in a place where it's that unhappy? Damn you, what do I do?
The cloak stands still for a moment and then reaches out both of its palms, and a flame erupts in their hand, this time much bigger than the previous one.
Place my hands around the flame.
You place your hands around the flame. You find yourself this time transferred into, again, a very warm feeling, but this time it's almost like a washing of waves. You can smell the smell of like sea and salt and fish. And as you look around, you can see a long table. There are what appears to be 8 other cloaked figures, some of them wearing more like blue looking cloaks and others wearing more orangey ones, but all of them having some kind of like red or orange inline in them. And there's one chair across from them that's empty.
I sit in the chair.
You sit in the chair. You see all the hoods raise up, and you can see what looks like almost the faces of humans, but their skin looks almost molten-y. Or in some places, the ones that have more blue looks to them almost look like they have like water washing through them.
This is a bit clearer than before, I suppose. I don't know what I was supposed to do. And I don't know how I can fix it. I just know that I screwed up and that I keep on screwing up. And and there's this feeling in my gut, in my chest, that's it's just drowning everything else out.
The wheel of fate turns.
Problem with a wheel is that it crushes everything in its path.
Only if you let it steer the wheel. The path is yours.
Why did you show me the vision the first time?
A warning.
And why did you do it this time?
You called.
I can't just return it to where it was. It's in so much pain. And I don't think a school teaching students should run on that much sadness and pain.
Some things cannot be undone.
I know. But the problem is I don't know which bit is the thing I can't take back. The fact that it's in me now, or the fact that I took it out. I don't want to become the person trapped inside the tree for the rest of my days. And some part of me thinks that that's what's going to have to happen.
It is a
I don't-
curse.
Is there any other way to keep the tree alive?
Perhaps. But the tree may have lived its life.
Something else needs to keep the school afloat. I think the problem is neither of us have the final solution to the problem. We're both grasping at straws. Because if it wasn't me, someone else was going to end up taking the weeping heart from the tree sooner or later, and we would be in this regardless.
But it is your fate, your curse.
I don't understand. But I do, you know? I'll find a solution to this. I'll find a solution. I'll stop the school from falling apart, even if it's the last thing I do. You have my word.
We trust that you will make the right decision. The flame be with you.
And the waters with you.
They nod, their hoods going back down. And you find yourself back in your body again. The cloaked figure before you, putting their bony hands back in their robe.
I turn around and I walk away.
The cloak from the bottom up begins to inflame and flicker until it's just ashes and floats away. And we'll leave Zahir here thinking and pondering what they just heard. As we move forward, Violet, what are you up to? You left Persephone's room. I know that you guys you do have some plans to do some research. I'm not sure if you all have plans to meet together or if you're going to do some things separately. But where was Violet headed off to?
I think at first I wasn't really planning on doing anything. So as soon as I step in the hall, I just kind of look around like, okay, what do I do now? And then I know if we're all going to meet up for research, I'd probably head to the library to like look up stuff about the Grimrose who was here prior
All right.
and start digging in, especially with what happened with the sleeping and all this stuff. I'm going to want to just kind of get a feel for the fact that I was the only one awake. And so I'm going to probably just go and start looking into that.
Yeah. How the books in the library work is it's almost like a spell that we all have within us, but you have to like think really hard about the book that you are looking for, and then it comes to you. It like magically flies down. So let's see if the book that you're looking for comes to you. Roll me some deets. What do you think is going to help you here, and what are you looking for specifically? You're looking for specifically something on previous Grimrose or the last Grimrose, or something with slumbering and sleeping that happened.
I want to see if I can get a history of the Grimrose. And I want to see if there is, my brain didn't even think about how there might be like almost a lineage of Grimroses. And I kind of want to see back further, as well as what the most recent one who kind of put everybody to sleep. So yeah, I guess like a history of the Grimrose, just like an in-depth look into the life of the Grimroses.
You also have the book that was given to you by, I believe, Rowan, which is The Ghost of Grimm. Did you want to read that as well?
Yes, I probably have it in my bag at all times. So maybe as I'm leaving Persephone and Dahlia, I'll just grab my book bag, throw it over my shoulder without thinking, and then head to the library. But I feel like that's always been in my bag since Rowan gave it to me. Maybe I just haven't looked at it yet.
Yeah. Do you want to look at that first before you do your research?
Yeah, I think as I'm walking to the library, I'll probably think about it and pull that out of my bag and start reading as I'm walking.
Cool. It has 100 chapters, so it will take a while. So if you want to do this first, this will be your scene that you're in.
Okay. How heavy is this book?
It's pretty big. He had it in the inside of the basket with the fruits.
Mm-hmm.
The piangos, your favorite.
I kind of like the idea is like I'm like, oh yeah, Rowan gave me this, and I'll start like flipping through it and then start walking slower and slower until I finally just am engrossed in this book, and I just kind of sit on the floor in the hall.
Okay.
And start looking and seeing what I can find in here.
I'm gonna send you the deets of this book.
Okay.
There are 3 chapters in particular. 2 of them are probably pertinent to you in regards to what you saw in the thing that happened to you, the trick that they did to you. And the last one is probably most interesting to you because of the situation that just happened.
Okay. So I'm legitimately reading this stuff and just one of the chapter titles called Murder of Crows. Okay, so this last one, should I read it out loud?
You can read all of them, or you can decide how you want to share these, or if you want to share them with your companions when you meet them.
I'll read them out loud now, and then when I meet up with the group, I'll fill them in.
Okay.
So the first thing is the book is called Ghost of Grimm, and it says there are many ghosts that have been said to live in the Grimm Tower. No proof has been made to these accounts, but upon the pages are written encounters of witches and entities they are believed to be. I flipped to chapter 5, which is called Murder of Crows. 5 years ago, during the Enchanted Circle Arena, one of the top covens, the Murder of Crows, was found dead. Many thought they would be the winners of the upcoming arena tournament, as their familiars had won 3 times in a row, and there was speculation that perhaps someone had murdered them. But upon investigation, there was no trauma or signs of a fight. The shifters were found in a circle with their crow familiars at their side. I then find chapter 20, which is called Crying Caroline.
Tyler's face.
Just a little murder, Tyler.
Sorry, I just looked over.
I literally am bookmarking things. Like Violet is like, oh, this, like if I had sticky notes, I'd be putting sticky notes on things. I find chapter 20 called Crying Caroline. 20 years ago, a small ghost said to be one of the youngest witches to attend Grimrose Academy. She was always moping around and sad, so not very many of the other students got to know her well. Her curiosity got the best of her when she traversed the grim tower and fell from one of the windows in the spire. Something the faculty thought was impossible, but somehow occurred. Many assume there was a powerful magic involved, as it would have to be magic that was stronger than the school's defenses. Then I get to chapter 100, called The Spirit of Daya. 300,000 years ago, it is said that the final Grimrose to ever exist, Daya, still roams the Grim Tower, her spirit trapped within the spire's plane. Some say they hear her call out to them, but the faculty has since enclosed the tower and keeps students from wandering its halls. There are rumors that if someone answers her call, that her spirit may take over their body, allowing her to seek vengeance for what's happened to her, and that she will do anything to reign once more as the Empress of Imbravar. Okay. I think as soon as I read The Spirit of Daya, I have this fleeting moment of fear that Zahir might have. I don't know why. Like a fleeting moment of like, that's not the spirit from the tree, right? And I think it's just a moment of like trying to figure out what this might mean. But I do remember the kids were having a crying ghost as part of their prank.
Yeah, there was like a little ghost that was in the center that was crying, and around them was like these bigger ghosts kind of like laughing and going around in a circle. And then there was like a shadow of like a rose budding on the wall.
So
And
I've
then
definitely marked
the cave
all of
pinatas.
these. The cave pinatas that became molten. Very dangerous.
The cave
Pinatas.
confetti pinatas, I should say, because they infused the cave pinatas with confetti.
I'm
Which
gonna
was
mark-
probably a mistake because it made them more flammable.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's why I was like, okay, well, flame plus paper, this is gonna be great.
Okay, I mark all of these specific chapters I find to share with the group at the library, and I'm gonna head up to the library while my gears are turning about like, wait, what?
Yeah,
And then
so you
see,
go ahead.
maybe wanting to go to the Grim Tower at some point.
Right, you make your way towards the Archive of Reverie. Allegory, you were going to check on the flower. What are you in particular looking for? Just checking to make sure it's still there? Are you trying to make sure that it's kept hidden, or what's your plan here?
Well, he said one thing, and he's definitely going to do it, but his intention is elsewhere.
Oh.
And he's going to the Elder Realm,
Oh. So you're
or at least a
going...
part of it. Yeah. So I
So
imagine the Elder Realm's in the library, right?
It is in the library. You do know of a secret way to get inside of the Elder Elm if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And you also know
Yeah.
the spell that's required to get into the Elder Elm, but you probably don't have the ingredients to cast that spell.
Right. And so he's going with the intent to use a spell to try and do research to see into the past.
Mm. You do know that there are people around the Elder Elm. Specifically, there are the Fae, who are part of the nurturing spirits. They are kind of circling the tree, trying to keep its existence. So it will not be easy for you if you want to just go into the Archive of Reverie and do it, but if you want to try to sneak in a different way, there might be a possibility of being able to cast something on it. Or you do know where the root is outside as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. He doesn't want to be seen, and he knows he's a very large person, but he also knows that it's likely that his spell would be more effective the closer he is to the trunk of the tree. So he'll probably still try to sneak.
Okay. Let's see how well you sneak. And you're sneaking in from the Archive of Reverie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well.
I'm going to use in hedge to try and be a little more sneaky, like a bush moving in the wind.
See how well this goes for you.
Oh boy.
I think you're going to have some
hedge.
negatives for this one.
I imagine so, but my positives to go through. I'm overgrown, and I'm kind of utilizing that in the sense to make myself become a bush. I'm inventive. I like wilderness. It's definitely my rose.
Yep.
I've been here before, so I kind of know what kind of bush or something could potentially be seen.
There's no bushes in the Archive of Reverie.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So that's a negative.
Yeah. Circumstantial bonus, no bushes. You're down to 3.
What do you got going so far?
Right now I
think
have 3, and it's inventive, overgrown, and likes wilderness. And my rose were the 4, and then the negative was there's no bushes.
Oh, I'm happy to help. He's a half giant. I feel like that should get a
Oh, it's gonna
negative
be a
because
negative.
it's much harder.
Oh yeah, that'll be a negative.
Perfect. Yep.
You're welcome. Happy to help.
Allegory has gentle eyes.
How is that helping him here?
No, I mean, it was mostly a joke, but
Also, Allegory has delicate eyes. I'm his best friend. I should know.
Oh yeah, they're
My hair's
delicate.
tangled like a bush. So
Ooh.
I could it's technically I'm making myself into a bush, so the tangling of my hair could potentially
I'll
help.
allow it, but then
Yes. I got to use my hair finally.
It's delicate eyes.
Yeah.
Taking delicate steps while you're sneaking.
That
Ooh.
would make sense, but not for his
But-
eyes.
Yeah.
But he has to use his eyes to sneak.
I'm persuasive.
I think that will come into play when you're speaking to somebody.
That's fair.
I persuade the bushes to cover me.
I was close to my grandmother and know of all things in our garden, so I can be something that's less conspicuous or something that people don't necessarily pay much attention to.
I'll allow it.
Yes, 4. My house is green.
That's not gonna help you.
Now you're just pulling at straws.
Hey, it's what I gotta do.
Wait, let's check your spell book. Let's see if your spell book helps with that.
My spell book is dirty and ragged.
Dirty.
Yeah. I would say that if you're casting spell from that gives you're at a 6. That's pretty good.
Hell yeah. All right. Any more negatives that anyone wants?
I think we gave you the negatives.
I think Zahir thinks Allegory is so attractive, it's hard to miss him.
I think insecure might affect you here, so that will put you at 5.
5?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see how it goes. The great sneaking.
Yeah, Allegory finally failed! So the hedge failed. That was my spell.
All right.
With a +5 too.
Listen.
Hedge.
I already had a failure on
Paste and hedge
so
in the chat as well, because I don't know if you've casted. Oh, you've casted.
I
50
have.
times.
It was the one that got blocked the one time.
Yeah,
so.
it got blocked.
It's my second failure.
It is. Only 3 more to go, and then you
Yes.
level up. So with that, you begin to cast your spell, and I think in this failure, you do 100% turn into a bush, but it's very obvious that you are a giant bush. Everyone can see you. It does the opposite of what you're expecting, but you are definitely a bush.
I feel like it's a
100% a
bush,
bush.
but my arms and legs and head are sticking out of it.
Yeah, there's some apples on it. You're an apple bush.
All right. I now to be sneaky. Oh.
I think you're like sneaking, and there's a familiar face that you see walking towards you. Do you stop and freeze, like as if you're a bush?
He probably says out loud, I am one with the bush.
And sparkling blue eyes Rowan kind of glances over to you and notices you. This is the one who cleaned up the poop for Violet because they felt
yay.
bad that they were the one one of the ones who played a little trick on her.
Hey, what are you doing?
I am a bush. You don't see me.
You definitely are a bush, but I hate to break it to you, I see you.
Damn. I guess that didn't work. Hi.
Hey,
I was trying to get to the tree to look into its memories.
why?
Because I want to help.
And you think that's gonna help?
I think they could use all the help yes.
Well, maybe I can help?
How?
I could turn you into a cat.
I suppose that could help. I wasn't thinking of a spell. I was thinking that could work. Are cats common in the library?
I mean, everyone has familiars, right? Might be less suspecting.
Oh. Do you have to dispel it when it's done, or is there like a time limit for it? Because I don't want to be a cat forever.
Well, I haven't gotten it to last very long, so you'll have to be quick.
I'm pretty fast. I beat Zahir in a race.
Right. Okay, that works then.
Do I have to think that I am a cat just like I do when I'm a bush?
No,
Oh.
but you will look like a caterpillar, like. So just be prepared for that, I guess.
Are they fast?
They can be.
Cool.
Maybe drop the bush act first.
Oh.
I don't know how it will affect the caterpillar spell, because then maybe you might be like a bush pillar. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. I'm not a bush anymore.
Alright, well, see how this goes.
Do you want me to help you cast? Oh, wait, I can't. You're not in my coven. I always forget how that works.
And let me double see if that was oh, they crit success.
Yes!
Oh my gosh. Rowan puts their hands up and like touches your shoulders because they probably can't reach your head necessarily. Although I think Rowan's pretty athletic looking. So maybe he's a little taller.
Yeah, you said they're very attractive.
Yeah, they're very attractive. And has beautiful crystal blue eyes. Like shoulder length, straight raven hair that's very, very dark black. And their eyes makes their eyes even pop even more. He just kind of touches your shoulders and you slowly start shrinking until you look like a caterpillar, like you're part cat. You have 6 legs, like cat legs. You partially have little insect antennas and chitinous plates, but you're mostly cat and caterpillar looking-esque. And he's like,
Man, I'm really good at this. I did this before and it was pretty awesome, but I feel like maybe I'm meant to be a cat.
Meow.
Well, that worked.
And Rowan actually levels up their spell with this cast as well.
Do they get to affect my character with the crit?
Yeah, I think they should. That's fun. Let me look at your thing. Ooh, I think you like animals,
That's fair.
if that's cool with you.
That is completely cool with me.
All right. And Rowan is like kind of curiously looking at you and says,
Well, I don't know how long it will last, so maybe you should hurry up. Can I help with anything else?
Can I talk in this form, or do you just hear meows?
I mean, I hear you, so
Oh, sick.
you're not really a caterpillar, you know that, right?
But I gotta be one to hide.
Yeah, probably shouldn't talk to other people. If maybe come with me, and you can
Yeah.
pretend to be my familiar.
Maybe you can also be a distraction. What's Gwillem gonna do, though? Gwillem's pretty big.
That's true. Maybe Gwillem stays back?
Ah, Gwillem can be the distraction. Gwillem, you can go play in the library.
Gwillem just freaking rolls. Roll out! Gwillem goes. And I think Rowan will walk with you. Rowan sends their caterpillar pet back to their room. And now you are disguised as their pet. Or not their pet, their familiar. And as you're walking, you both see Violet walk like furiously bookmarking something, clasping her book, and I think Rowan kind of rushes to get the door for Violet and is like,
Oh, let me help you. See, you've got
I-
books in your hand.
I, not to be rude, but like I don't really look up from the book. Like I'm like still kind of bookmarking and like trying to keep, reading as I'm entering the library. And thank you, Rowan.
I am a caterpillar.
Dude,
Do I hear like I know that's Allegory's voice.
yeah. You are also, I think, pretty perceptive, right? Like you have that as your
Yes, I
thing.
have
Insightful.
specific.
And discerning eyes. In this case, does help you. Allegory, are you trying to be quiet and ninja, or do you think that she would hear you? Because we can make it a roll, but if you think that she would hear you, then we don't need to make
She
it.
would absolutely hear it, but he's being quieter than he normally is. He's just
Okay.
like, it's basically,
And-
he recognizes it's Violet, and he's just like, instinctually, it's just like, I am a caterpillar.
All right. Rowan is kind of like freaked out. Is like, dude.
Stop. Nothing. Just, my caterpillar's having a day today.
Allegory?
No. My caterpillar's name is not Allegory, and I'm not
You have
Allegory. Are you okay? Did you hit your head?
Do you even have a familiar, Rowan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in his room.
Dude.
That sounds like someone I know.
Shh,
Okay,
Violet,
well-
I'm a caterpillar.
Okay,
I can hear familiars now.
Okay, well, I transferred Allegory into my pet so that we could sneak him into the Archive of Reverie.
Is this
But, like,
permanent?
no. Just for a little bit.
Okay.
You look
I closed
great
the
today, by
book
the
and I'm
way.
just. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just kind of look between the Allegory as the caterpillar and Rowan and kind of like, why are you two in cahoots?
We have to hurry. I'll
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
It's
you.
not going to last very long, so we should.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm so distracted by this situation now. I closed the book and put it in my bag, and I'm just intently watching I'm gonna open the door for them now,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna watch them and see. I want to see what happens with this.
You awkwardly shuffle and are now holding the door, and now Rowan's not holding the door, and Rowan's a little uncomfortable because they were trying to hold the door for you, but they now are holding the other door open, and you just see Gwillem go rolling in like full speed Sonic the Hedgehog vibes going down, and Gwillem's like,
Woo, time to play in the library.
and Gwillem's just going in and causing a little bit of chaos. They like roll into one of the bookshelves. Some of the bookshelves like shake a little bit. They don't fall off because they're magically bound to the bookshelves. So
I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but I gotta go fast. And
Allegory
takes
rushes
off.
in to head to the tree. Rowan acts very chill and like totally like they don't notice anything else, and is like,
Well, I guess we'll just pretend that never happened.
Well, it's not done yet, so I don't know if we can pretend this never happened yet.
Well, we have to. We weren't part of this. Come on.
and Rowan will kind of rush to one of the side library rooms if you join them.
I probably will. I'm too invested at this point to not know what's going to happen with this.
The two of you are in one of the little library rooms, and you like they're like quiet rooms, so you can actually like talk in there because there's like the sound doesn't leave it, but the sound stays inside. And you can see in the window, you can kind of see where the tree is, and you both can like look out and see what's going on. With that, so here in Persephone, what are you guys up to? Are you guys going to meet your friends in the library, in the Archive of Reverie, or do you have other plans?
I want to do research, but I think that Persephone wants to talk to her mother first.
All right. What about you, Zahir?
I think I'm going to head down to the Archive of Reverie with everybody else. Seems like a party down there.
All right, we'll start with that, and then we will end with Persephone's scene, if that sounds good to you, Persephone. Because I feel like that's going to be an epic moment. All right, so here, you make your way to the library, and as you are arriving there, you see Gwillem you like open the door, and you see Gwillem kind of like ramming into bookshelves and like trying to get the books and like shaking, like furiously shaking one of the bookshelves, trying to get one of the books to fall. But to no avail, because that's not how the books work, but Gwillem's really trying. Meanwhile, there's someone else kind of like a little fairy person trying to like chase Gwillem to make them stop. And you can see, actually, you probably can't see the cat at first glance, but that's what you see when you first walk in to the library. There are other students kind of like doing their thing, but that's the main thing that draws your attention right away.
All I know is that Allegory would be very angry. Well, not angry, but like disappointed if Gwillem started causing damage around the school. So I'm gonna immediately like rush in, shift to Wolf, and like try and head off head off Gwillem. I obviously cannot speak in wolf form, but I'm trying, and I'm like trying to put my paws on Gwillem's shoulders, like, strong.
Gwillem is just like,
Why won't they fall off the shelves? Every time I do this in our room, they always fall. Now, they won't.
but you don't understand any of that.
No, I don't.
You just hear like weird like grunting and squealing sounds.
Yeah, and there's like growling and like grunting sounds coming from me as well. By the way, does Violet understand me when I'm in wolf form? Like, I feel like that's the question. we should
Yeah,
ask.
I think Violet would if Violet is fine with hearing shape shifters.
Yeah, I mean, if it fits with the familiar thing, like it tracks for me.
I think then I shall just speak and Violet shall understand because Violet's here. Gwillem, you can't just knock everything down. Do you know how upset Allegory would be? Well, you can't hear me. Just, I'm just trying to face you off. See? Yeah. Don't go to the left, I go to the left. You're right. You're right.
And you're like doing a dance off, and Violet, you can definitely see the two of them doing this. Meanwhile, Allegory, you by the tree, what's your plan?
I am casting.
Your distraction's
a spell.
going well. In fact, your friend is selling it even more.
I am casting a spell called Rings of the Past.
Ooh, all right. I'm going to paste that in chat and then
Yes,
cast it.
I have to
See
do
how it
my
goes.
scrolly scrolls.
he's got too many spells in his spell book.
I do.
Oh, yeah, you did this on the tree before, right?
I was going to try to do it. This
Yeah.
is technically a spell that he's been holding on to for a while. He found it in a book back home when he was younger, but never really remembered that he had it in his spell book because it was kind of at the back of his book. And so he's touching the tree and trying to look back to the memory of when the heart was put into it.
Ooh, okay. I gotta go up to my thing on that. We'll see if it happens. I'm in.
So I like wilderness. I'm obviously the yellow rose. I'm persuasive. I feel like tranquility, to be able to become one with a memory of a tree, is important because it's like you're calming yourself while also trying to be one with the tree. So it's like
Yeah, I can see that.
together. I feel like carrying both of those work at the same time in similar ways. I know a good bit about trees because of my grandmother and her garden.
And you like wilderness, yeah.
And I like wilderness.
Yeah, I think all that makes sense.
I forgot to count.
I gotta do maths.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The chat is debating what alignment Gwillem is. It's great. Keep counting. I was just filling time while you're counting.
I think it's 7.
And you added your nurturing spirits.
My what?
Nurturing spirits,
nurturing
yeah.
spirits. Yeah, I believe so. 7 makes sense. Any negatives?
What would make a tree not want to listen to you?
I think
don't
insecurity could be a negative.
I'd agree, yeah.
That would put me at 6.
But otherwise, I don't think there's anything here. Did you include your spellbook stuff too? Which is maybe not as useful.
I didn't
here.
really see how it could work. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it's a 6 then.
All right.
All right, I'll agree. Get back to your normal thing. Only in hedge is your fail.
17. Woo.
Hell yeah.
That's a success. Tell us what this looks like as your cat form, your caterpillar form, your 6 legs. You're over by the tree. You're making it look like you're maybe gonna pee or something, but instead you're not. What are you casting?
Yeah, I'm raising my leg.
Yeah. I don't know.
I imagine it's almost like his paw, it starts to glow and then it kind of creates a hole inside the tree. And so what ends up happening is it's like he gets absorbed into the tree until he touches the ring in which this memory would be a part of, whatever season it was. And so he kind of just becomes energy within the tree until, and there's clearly a hole in which he went through. But there's just a glowing kind of mist as he kind of absorbs into the tree.
A little hole opens up and inside the tree you go. And you're specifically looking for the memory of when the tree and the flame combined, bound
Correct.
to one another. All right. You find yourself underwater. Everything surrounding you is just this kind of weird moving view of water, like you're one with it. And before you, you can see a little seed falling slowly in the water. And you see this human form of a mage. It looks like they are wearing similar clothing to the Order of the Flame, but the trim, the robe itself is more blue, but the trim still has that orange and red vibe to it. Probably because you can make assumptions that they're more a water-based mage or witch. And you see them reach out towards the seed, and the seed sits in their palm. And you see the seed glowing lightly. And the body of the mage, or this witch, slowly starts deteriorating in the water until it's just a little flame. And it encompasses and goes around the seed. And the seed is just sitting in this little ball of water flame, all surrounding you, or all surrounded by water, and the water slowly gets sucked into this flame. And you slowly start seeing all of the water go into it, and the tree sprouts just a little sproutling. And then you're sent back out of the hole. And you fumble back, and you're no longer a cat. You're like, you hit your head on a bookshelf, and you're Allegory again.
Whoa. They've been together since the beginning. That's a long time. Very long time. I'm not a cat.
You can see to the right of you now, Zahir in werewolf form trying to get Gwillem to chill out. Gwillem shaking one of the bookshelves furiously. A little fairy is like exhausted, but like kind of hovering over and trying to calm Gwillem down.
Gwillem, playtime's over.
Oh no. I shook all of them, and none of the books fell off. Why? When I do that in your room, everything falls off. I totally didn't do that. That was not me. I didn't do it in your room.
I look at Allegory, just like, you authorized this? Why did you authorize this?
You're in wolf form, so I have no clue what you're saying.
No, but there's definitely like a suspicious, sort of almost accusatory glance coming your way.
And the fairy that is like looking down at the two of you, or three of you, I should say, says,
You got this under control. Handle it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Y'all need to head out of here or calm down.
I'm calm. I'll make sure Gwillem doesn't come back and disrupt you. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, hurry on.
Yep, I will.
and the fairy, exhausted, flies back up with the others.
I really need to figure out some kind of spell so people can understand me while I'm sitting here in wolf form. Gwillem, what's going on?
Did you change back?
Not yet, no.
I'm gonna walk out because now that things are I don't know, is it calm?
Yeah, I guess it's ish. Rowan will walk out with you if you go out.
I'm gonna walk up to Zahir and since I heard Zahir say, "Oh, I need someone to understand me."
Mm-hmm.
Zahir, is that you?
Yeah. Oh, you heard all the familiars. I guess that means you didn't hear familiars, you heard animals, and thus mean that's weird. Wait, so you can spy on anyone. You can do that to Dahlia. You can do that to Gwillem.
I mean, spying is a very strong word to describe that.
Yeah, well, it's kind of... You could do a little bit of spying if you really wanted to. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, but like, do I seem like the type of person who's gonna spy?
Violet, I think you're the kind of person who will do anything to try and do the right thing. And sometimes that means doing the wrong thing.
Well, I can hear you, so if you need a translator,
Apparently not anymore. Do you have any idea what? Sorry, I should probably. And then, like with like some snaps and crackles, I'm back to normal. And yes, I'm still fully dressed. Do you have any idea what's happening here?
You
Because I could use an
understand
explanation.
him? That's cool.
I'm just in my mouth is just like agape, like because you just like became like a wolf and then you turned back into here. Does that hurt?
Every time, yeah. Can someone please explain what just happened?
Nothing.
Allegri wanted me to turn him into a cat so he could sneak up to the tree.
If we talk about this, it probably shouldn't be by where the fairies are.
Right. I think they're a little distracted. But I did book a room.
Sure.
Why would-
I look at Violet. We're talking. Is Rowan part of the Coven now too? Did something happen?
Oh,
No, Rome's-
I have my own coven.
Yeah, they're just really, really ridiculously good looking.
Thanks.
And they're also super nice as well. They cleaned up all the poop.
They did help clean up all the poop, most of it.
It's just getting weirder and weirder. I mean, dude, let's go to that room. Yeah.
Right. It's this way.
He'll guide you to the other room. So you all funnel in. There's a table, some chairs, a bookshelf that looks empty, but when you think of a book, it appears on the shelf.
And Gwillem, no more head-butting bookshelves. Okay? I'm very disappointed in you.
You told me I could do it. Tell him that you told me I could do it. I don't want him to be disappointed in me.
Don't worry. It's fine.
Oh, it's fine now, is it? It's fine to get your
I told him to do it. It's my fault.
I know you told him to do it. I heard you when you first came out and you told him no more playtime.
Listen, I needed a distraction and it worked. So,
It did work.
he was helpful.
Violet and I watched it.
It was
What
way-
was the-
actually.
And what was this big distraction for? That's the part I'm not understanding.
Yeah,
I'm
what
not clear
was
on
it
this
for?
either.
I have a spell that lets me look into the memories of trees and plants.
Really? What was the memory?
How it came to exist. That's what I looked at.
That sounds pretty sick. So,
Yeah, it was like buried in water. It was really cool.
oh, interesting. Maybe that's why it was crying so much?
Or the other part that I'm not saying.
Other part that you're not saying? What's he
Yeah.
Real
talking
subtle.
Yeah, you can't say that and then expect us not to ask about it.
It kind of
I-
merged with a mage that was lit on fire. It was fun.
What?
What?
Anyway,
That makes sense, actually.
it looked like it was from your order.
It would have to be, yeah.
They were underwater with it. I wish I could have been there. I got to see it, which is really cool, but I wish I could have been there.
Kind of makes sense. Where the school is right now, it used to be all water.
Yeah, so I think the tree was kind of here before the school, if it was all underwater and stuff. But also, I think that the person and the tree became one, and I think that something separated them, and that's possibly why it's dying. Well, I don't really think. I kind of know that part,
That's
but
not good.
Okay, but is
Yeah.
that a separate thing from the time where all the water was collected by one person? I vaguely point to my chest and started crying, and that was Maybe the tree requires sacrifices to stay living.
Or
Sacrifices.
Oh,
Right? Right?
Oh.
I know.
you like this guy?
speaking of
Dark humor. I was
here's some
joking. It's a
berries.
joke.
What do you mean I like this guy? I just said he was attractive. I read about what attractive means in a book and looked up what classically attractive means, and so he fits a lot of the principles of classically attractive.
But different people are attracted to different things.
Oh,
Well, you do have a lot of symmetry.
Thanks. I
And-
think.
piercing
agree.
eyes.
Do you have do you experience attraction?
Let's focus on the task at hand. And the fact is that I think the two things combined is what made the tree grow, and the tree's dying because half of what made it grow from a seed is now gone. I
How do
think
you
we
know
need to put
that?
it back.
We can't.
Wait,
What's
you need
done cannot be undone.
you need
I
to
mean,
put
what's
it back. Did you guys do something?
We didn't do anything.
We
Then
need
why
to
would you
find
say-
whatever was taken away and need to put it back. That's what Allegri's saying.
We're trying to be
Right.
helpful.
Because we don't want the school to die. Because we go here.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
School has a lot of problems, though, like staying alive, it seems like. I mean, it just has a lot of stuff associated with it. I'm going to pull the book out and lay it out on the table.
Oh, so you read the book,
Yeah,
the one I gave you.
it was a little messed up how accurate the Dia one is.
Did you like the fruit? I could.
Is
give you more.
everyone hitting on this guy?
What?
Are you okay, Zahir?
It's hard. Okay?
What?
Are
What's...
you okay, dude?
I'm just gonna sit in the corner over there and
No, look, I need you to read this because, like, maybe you'll have some perspective that I don't.
yeah, what is it?
And I'm going to take what you sent me and, like, can I post that in the main chat for everybody?
Yeah, go ahead. Paste it in
Okay,
the witch's
so-
chat.
Okay.
I appreciate
So-
that.
I'm going to be like flipping through and showing you all like the highlighted bits that I found. Specifically chapter 100. There's been murder at this school. One girl fell from the Grim Tower.
Look, some of these might not be true. I just think they're
I
There's
don't
good.
a
know.
Look at how many chapters. Some of these have to be true. Like,
Murder of crows? I mean, that's really on the nose.
Wait, isn't your coven the one that's like slated to win the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't die. That would suck.
Violet, because you are insightful, there's a little more to that. That yes, that they just said. In regards to slated to win.
like I just notice, because that's news to me that I know that Rowan's, and reading this chapter 5 and then hearing that would make me
The-
very nervous.
The Wicked Witch has mentioned several times or twice now that the spooky friends are slated to win, or that
Okay.
she bets on them. So you definitely 100% know that. But there's something more to when Allegri says, or when someone's like, I think it was Allegri, was like, aren't you slated to win? And Rowan says, yeah, but like the yeah is like, there's something extra there that they're maybe not saying.
How do you know you're gonna win? Like, are you just, y'all are just that good?
Of course. Yeah. Right. That's why people think we're gonna win. Because we're good.
Or you're friends with the one predicting you'll win.
You mean the Wicked Witch? Look,
Do you know who she is? Or they are? Or he is?
no. One time they DM'd my homies and I and like wanted us to play a prank on Violet. That's it.
I
Why
thought
would-
that was your idea.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But we like pranks. They're fun. It wasn't meant to hurt anybody. And I already said I'm sorry.
Know that when you can apologize when your fur smells like burning for like 3 weeks afterward.
We didn't do
But we
any
did.
fire. There was no fire involved in our prank.
What did you expect? We didn't know what it was. It doesn't matter.
I
Diet.
would have known what it was. Also, we did the sparkle shoes.
That was a
fun.
lot of fun. See, that's a
Sparkle shoes are
harmless
fun.
prank. Rumors if someone answers her call, her spirit may take over their body. What the hell?
While they're reading, I'm gonna like study because I've already read this. I want to like study Rowan's face to see if like it seems as if they are hiding something.
100% seems like they're hiding something.
Well, I'm really curious because I don't have a familiar, so I don't know how that whole tournament works. Like, how do you train for it, or like what makes you and your group so good?
Well, yeah, you take your familiars to the Enchanted Circle Arena and you practice. There's a bunch of different feats they can do, and if they're good at them, then you win.
Oh, I just remembered. I should actually go check on that flower that we bloomed because otherwise I'd be
bloomed?
lying to Zahir, and I don't want to lie to Zahir. I'm not lying to you, Zahir. And he's just going to take off and go look at the flower.
I'm just going to take some pictures of this and send them to Persephone, just so we don't have to carry a book around everywhere.
All right.
Yeah.
Flower? What?
Hi, Allegory. Don't worry about the flower. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like you're being honest with me.
That's because he's obviously not.
You ever just get a gut feeling and you're like, something's not right? Like, you're not telling us
Look,
something.
I helped you guys. I helped Allegory. I don't know why are you being so mean?
This is me asking for honesty is being mean.
Look, sometimes you don't share everything. I'm sure you don't share everything with everyone.
I've been thinking about this. I think I'd like to cast Void of Honesty on Rowan.
Go for it.
I keep feeling like there's something he's not telling me, or they're not telling me, so I'm gonna.
boy.
Okay,
You want me to Coven cast this with you?
I would give you a look and be like, I will. Can you tell by my eyes that I'm gonna cast something?
Probably. I study them, and I mean, maybe.
I love that you have like two people in this room who have a crush on you, and you're just like, ah.
Well, I've already taken Zahir to the Void of Honesty. Time to take Rowan. So,
Alright.
It's a rite of passage.
yeah, I'm gonna do discerning eyes for me. Oh, I guess no. You should go first, right, Zahir?
I should, yeah. I'm distressed. I feel like that's a -1. I'm trustworthy, so it's a +1. Flat 0. Ooh, hopeless romantic. Hopeless romantic, and I'm with this one, who I'm hopelessly romantic about.
I'll allow it. I don't think this
we
is necessarily a romantic situation, but I get where you're going with it.
Yeah, I got a +1. It's romantic to cast spells together. I don't know if susceptibility will help me out here. Moping and crying is not useful. I don't like bullying.
Bullying's not happening here.
Okay. Downer, somber. I'm worried about Violet because she might reject me.
I think the worried part you can get, but not the rejection part.
All right, so that's +2. I come from a demanding family, and we're demanding answers.
I don't think that applies here. Nice try, though.
Thank you. I get try. I think that's going to be a +2 and a +2 only. I'm going to drop this in the chat so people can know. I do not get a +1 for my rose because this is not my rose.
No.
But I do get a +1 for the fact that this is that kind of spell. That's got a +1 naturally. Ooh, look at that.
Ooh, so that's a +1 for Katie's. So Violet, let's do
Okay.
yours.
I have discerning eyes. Do I count?
I'll allow it for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm insightful. I'm anxious. I don't know if that would be negative.
I think it's a negative.
Okay. So that's down to 1. I'm feeling like the school's dying. I just read all these ghost stories about some group of people. The tournament's coming up. People got murdered. Someone fell out of the Grim Tower. Everyone was asleep. So I'm feeling like really motivated to figure out and not in the mood for someone to be like cagey about things. So tenacity. Okay.
Oh, tenacity, yeah.
I like honesty.
Yep.
Mhm.
Is this like researching?
This is not researching.
You are in the
Okay.
midst of researching.
You're in the
but-
midst of researching, but this spell is not researching.
Are we close enough to the Archive of Reverie that this counts as being a +1?
Yes.
Ah, you are in
Yeah.
your favorite place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I hate deciding and I'm making a decision to cast this on Rowan.
Yeah, I think that's not going to give you a plus or minus in this case.
But you also
Sure.
hate rules, and you're totally breaking some rules by being like, "You're telling me the truth."
You're gonna tell me the truth now.
So I think you're at a +5 total, correct?
Okay.
Uh,
Grimrose.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I was giving you a 5.
Okay.
Because you're at 4
um,
before.
I go on adventures with. I'm your best friend because I go on adventures with you, and this is kind of adventuring.
I think the best friend part will work, but not the adventuring part. So 6 plus you have the 7, the +1 for him, so you're at 7.
Let me
Okay.
ask for a situational bonus here.
Mm.
I feel like Rowan is somewhat susceptible to Violet because Rowan's got a crush on Violet.
Ooh.
Let me double check
Mm.
Plus
his,
8.
his stuff. I think there's something else on Rowan that will counteract this.
Okay.
Ooh.
So yes, but
No.
other circumstantial bonus that counters it.
So just a 7 then.
Yeah.
That's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
+7 is good.
But the +1 from Zahir.
That's plus
That's
that
including the
puts you at
+1.
7.
Oh, that
Yeah.
okay. That's
Mhm.
7. Okay. I mean, if I fail this, I'll be shocked. Yeah. crit-
Oh my
success.
gosh, critical success.
Wait,
All right.
You can affect him.
Tell us
Hold
what
up.
this looks
Or
like
them.
and then give Zahir stat change. I'll agree. It could have been
Okay.
you, but you left.
Hey, I left on purpose.
Okay, so for just I'm gonna cast the void of let me see here. Sorry, what is it called again? The void of honesty.
Void of honesty.
And like
yeah.
just like in the class, it's like we are actually put into a void. It's just like black walls surround us, but Zahir is with me this time.
Ooh.
And
nice.
so it's like the walls look like they're smoky and it's just like black smoke surrounds us. And just because I like this kind of flavor, but I like to imagine that there's a stool that Rowan just automatically is like sat in. There's like a light on Rowan.
Interrogation.
Sure. Yeah. I love it.
Interrogation.
I love it.
What's going on?
It's
We brought you to the void of honesty, and so you need to be honest with us.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Zahir. How do we ask the question?
I don't know what question we're trying to ask.
I just have a gut feeling. It's like something with the tournament and just reading the murder of crows thing, and then I just feel like Rowan's hiding
I
something.
promise it was supposed to be a fun prank. Seriously, we didn't mean to hurt you, and
I'm over the prank.
I totally
at
have a
this
crush
point.
on you, but it's fine.
Okay, well, I
What-
didn't ask that.
Okay. Well,
You
why did you
do?
take me here then? Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. The stuttering, never mind. What are you trying to keep hidden from us? And you can't say the
Wicked
crush
Witch-
thing because you already said it.
The Wicked Witch gave us a reward for the prank.
What?
If we completed the prank, she gave us a potion. It'll help us win the tournament.
Do you even know who the Wicked Witch is?
No? Do
But you trust them enough to drink a mysterious potion they gave you?
Well, I did, but now I don't.
Where's the potion?
I think Goal has it. Or, I don't know, someone in my coven?
I don't think you should drink it.
Why?
Because the
first
wicked.
of all- No, Hugo is here. I'm like trying to get myself calmed down because it's like you don't drink liquids from strangers.
I'm gonna just confront you, Rowan. Do you mind if I call you Rowan?
Yeah. Call me Rowan, Ro, whatever.
I want you to think about this for a second. Okay? Just think about it. Who is the Wicked Witch ever cared for? Who is the one person whose side she's always
I don't know
on?
the Wicked Witch. It could be
Yeah,
you
but you
for
know her
all I know, and
texts.
you might have people that you care about.
I don't even have the app. But let me tell you something. Let me ask you something. When she texts, they text. When they text, let's not assume gender. When they text, who is the person they're always watching out for? Because sometimes they say something nice about Violet, and sometimes they say something mean about Violet. Sometimes they say something nice about you. They say something mean about you. There's only one person the Wicked Witch is ever always positive about. Who is it?
I don't know.
It's the Wicked Witch. That's the person they care about. That's the only person who they think is on their side.
All right.
It's not you, Rowan. You can't trust someone like that. If they're only looking out for them, only looking out for their popularity, their amazingness, maybe this helps you out sometime. Maybe you win the tournament, but then what? Because there's always an extra cost somewhere in there.
Maybe you don't need to cheat to win, but maybe some of us do, okay? The decision to drink the potion is ours.
I don't even have a familiar, and I know it's yours. I'm not sitting here tipping potions to your mouth, and I'm not sitting here taking it away from you. All I'm saying is, you can't trust someone who only looks after themselves. Because whatever happens next, in fact, I think, you know what? I think she wants you to win because she's predicted you win. So she wants to prove that she's always right about things. But then she's going to ask you for something else. And something else, and something else. Let me be honest with you, Rowan. You can't trust them. Because whatever happens, win or lose, they're going to behave as if they own you. And you don't want someone like that to own you.
All right, dude. You guys are so serious about this. It's just a fun prank, and it's just a potion to win a tournament. It's not a big deal.
You need to drop the prank thing. We're over the prank thing.
Okay.
It might seem like we're upset, but it's because we actually care about you and don't want anything bad to happen to you.
I like that. That's cool.
It just doesn't seem smart. After reading chapter 5 about a mysterious way a coven died, to drink I mean, I grew up learning that you don't drink liquids from strangers.
All right, well, we won't drink the potion, all right?
I don't think it's worth it. For a tournament?
I think it's kind of worth it, though, to win. Guaranteed win? Come on.
It'll be fleeting. Everyone will think about it for a week and then everyone will move on to the next thing.
It's true. Especially with the Wicked Witch tapping things out. You're the item du jour. Tomorrow, you're not going to be. Unless, of course, you do her another favor.
Yeah,
and then what?
Maybe.
It's up to you.
It's up to all of y'all.
Well, I'll talk to my coven about it, all right? Let me
Okay.
out of here.
Thank you for being honest.
Also, do you know who the Wicked Witch is?
No, and you could have just asked
Okay.
me this without this.
Well, the school's dying, so I just thought, a time like the present, I'll snap my fingers and drop the walls.
I think he uncomfortably gets up and grabs his stuff and leaves the room. And I think the two of you are left there, which we'll see what happens next week with you, and also where Allegri's headed off to the pet. But we have one more scene to play out with Persephone. Does Dahlia come with you?
Oh, yeah, I would take Dahlia with me.
The two of you come to the room of your mother's office once more, and as per usual, the door flings open before you even are able to knock, as she knows you have arrived. And you come into the room.
To talk.
Yeah, we do.
And when she says that, Persephone kind of like stops, is like startled for a second because she thought she had like the upper hand coming into this, but maybe doesn't.
Yeah, and don't forget to think of what stat change Violet wants to make. Cool. As you come into the room, do you sit down or do you stay standing?
I stay standing.
Your mother will stand if you're standing. And she kind of walks over to the window in her office and looks out and leans on the edge of it and looks back at you. What did you want to talk about?
Well, there's a few things, but I need to know you're going to be honest with me and not put up walls like you usually do.
Fair. Hold my hand.
I take her hand.
She holds your hands, both, and the two of you feel like you're surrounded by a dark void. The void of honesty.
Oh. Is Dad a shapeshifter? Is he the white stag that we saw?
They're called shifters, but yes.
Why didn't you tell me?
For your safety.
What about that? What about knowing about myself and my lineage is for my safety?
There are things that we hide from each other in order to ensure the safety of your own mind. What you don't know, you can't share.
The safety of my own mind? Knowing about my own father?
What you don't know, you can't share.
Am I not supposed to talk about him? Is that what you're saying?
There was a time when that mattered. But it no longer stands. There's something bigger happening. And it's time you know.
Then tell me.
Your father is the Great Elk. The ruler of the Fenshifters' lands. My parents didn't want me to marry him. But we did so in secret anyway. And we made you.
I still don't understand why I couldn't know any of this. I mean, what does it say about me? I mean, I should know this.
Your father has enemies. Powerful ones. We were just trying to protect you.
I wish I felt like you believed in me.
Oh. Sephi, I do. We both do.
I mean, what does this mean for me? I mean, is somebody gonna come after me? Can I do what he does? I mean, I have so many questions.
You may have shifter traits, but we haven't seen any yet. Usually they showcase when you're younger, but you haven't shown any. Not to say that you don't, and you won't. Some don't show their shifting powers till later. So there's a possibility. Or maybe you don't have that trait at all. But no matter what, we both love you.
I just wish I had felt that. I wish we could have had this for a long time.
I understand. But I hope you can understand. If we show our hands, they know what cards to play.
Can I meet him?
In due time.
So long as we're being honest, I need your help. I have a friend that needs your help.
What kind of help? What happened?
I think they got into something they shouldn't have. And what do you know about the heart that was in the tree?
The weeping heart.
Weeping heart, yes.
Well, it's a flame that fueled the life force of the tree. The Elder Elm will no longer live forever without it.
What if somebody bound to that heart?
Oh no. Persephone, who bound to it?
Look, before I tell you, I need you to know it wasn't done maliciously. Nothing was done to hurt anybody. All anybody's been trying to do is help. And we've been doing that with very little information because nobody wants to share.
There's a reason that people don't share things with people.
Which you keep telling me, and I But this is bigger than that. I'm worried about my friend, and I don't want to see him hurt.
None of us do.
It's Zahir.
I was gonna make some guesses. Deduction.
Look,
Zahir.
please don't be upset with him. I know he had the best intentions. He always does. But
I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
Of course.
I told you all. I told you in particular.
I wasn't even there. I really wasn't.
Well, that makes me feel a little better about it. You really should keep better company.
You don't get to tell me that. You really don't.
Persephone,
You can't keep holding things from me and then telling me you don't like who I hang out with. And this is why our relationship is so broken. Mother, do you understand how you make me feel as a person?
I'm sorry.
Like I can't talk to you. I want to
can
talk
talk
to
to me.
you.
I also worry about you. And if you're hanging out with people who are bringing the ends of time,
Oh, so my friends are the heralds of the apocalypse now. Is
well,
that it?
It appears so.
Well, forgive me if I don't believe that. They're better than that.
Right?
I
Well,
know that they are.
I hope for your sake that's true. It does seem that you feel their intentions were good. And I will
know
go
they
into
were
this
good.
with that in mind. But a curse like that, it's not something that's going to be easily reversible.
I know that. Why I came to talk to you.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Perhaps we'll be able to maybe use the Keeper's Staff to heal Zahir. But like I said, a curse like that is powerful. It is not going to be something we can just reverse, even with a circle as powerful as mine.
We have to try.
We will try. But I have one thing that might help.
Okay.
Try to make sure Zahir remembers who they are, who they truly are inside, and not get consumed by the flame. Can you do that for me?
I can do it for him.
Do it for
He's
him
one of my
then.
best friends.
He's going to need as much support as he can have. A curse like that will consume someone, change them, transform them. That's what happened to the tree.
Okay.
Please be careful.
More
And I will talk to
careful
you
than you think.
I believe it. The void of honesty disappears. I will talk to your father. We'll find a good time. Perhaps after the arena.
It's important to me.
And I will have to tell the faculty of what is happening with Zahir. And the order may have something to inquire about.
I understand.
And if the keeper asks, tell them everything you know.
I need him to be all right.
I can't promise that he'll be okay. But I can promise that we will do whatever we can, whatever's in our power to try to make sure that he's okay.
Thank you.
She squeezes your hand a little before letting go.
I guess I have some conversations to have.
And I do as well.
And Persephone just kind of, unless her mother stops her, is just going to turn and leave the office.
As you're one step almost out, you hear a light. I love you.
And I just kind of nod my head, not looking at her, and leave.
The door closes slightly, quietly. And that is where episode 9 will end. Everyone okay? All right. With that,
And then Persephone leaves and immediately goes and tries to change it into shit.
She's like, I'm a cat. The shape-shifting. I love that there was so much shape-shifting in this episode too. It was a kind of interesting one. But thank you all for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode. We are going to go record an after show. And if you'd like access to those after shows, it's also a great way to support us by heading on over to our Patreon, where you get access to the cool things like that. As well as we will be having character sheets coming soon and some other goodies. Werewolf is also DMing a campaign privately for our patron legend tiers and above, which is exciting. And the next one, the one for December. So if you are a November legend tier, you'll be part of our Santa RPG. So if you want to be part of that, you might want to be a legend tier. And of course, we want to say thank you to our sponsors. Let's pop them up on the screen. Thank you, Roll20, for sponsoring us today. If you've been wondering how our dice have been all sparkly and magical, it's through Roll20. We also use all of our maps and things of that sort that you see on our Thursday Ascension show through that as well. And of course, you can head on over to Patreon, like I said, become a patron over there, be a sub here on Twitch, where you get access to our videos in advance, and you can also clip. I hope there was lots of clippings for this episode. And you can head on over to our YouTube and become a YouTube member, where you'll get access to some of our emotes that are available here on our Twitch. And whether a YouTube member, subscriber on Twitch, or a patron Patreon, you can get access to our private Discord, where we chat about all the things. I'm certain y'all will have some thoughts. I think some people were saying they know who the Wicked Witch is. I'm curious who people think the Wicked Witch is. And of course, we understand that not everyone can support us in a monetary way. So watching here live is a great way to support us. Making clips, watching us on YouTube, subscribing, liking, commenting over there. And of course, following us on Twitter and Facebook, and liking, commenting, sharing, retweeting, all that stuff goes towards helping us, and a little bit goes a long way, we will say. And of course, last but not least, I want to go around and let all these lovely witches say where you can find them at, because not only are they amazing witches here in Grimrose Academy, but they also do some really fantastic content on other sites or their own sites. So first and foremost, we'll start with Persephone, played by Strange Like That. Where can people find you at when you are not standing up to your mother?
Well, I have been and will continue to be Mac Beauvais, aka Strange Like That. You can find me everywhere online as at Strange Like That, the Twitter, Instagram, Facebooks, my website, TikTok, occasionally. And you can also find me over at the 12-Sided Stories podcast. We just dropped the first episode of Unquiet Blood Hellfire, which is a game of Vampire 5e that I GM, and I actually just wrapped our season, so all those episodes are going to start rolling out. If you want some vampire kookiness, that's the place to go check it out.
All right. And next up, we have Zahir, played by Werewolf Feels, who I think has a new attribute. What attribute is that?
I'm jealous.
Ooh, jealousy. Your list is getting long. I really actually love that. That's so good. I like it. It's juicy. Where can people find you at when you're not being jealous?
Oh, absolutely. I'm actually not usually jealous. Usually I'm like, oh, you can, it's the same. No, this time around, you can check me out on the Atomless, a podcast in the Starfinder system. Although we kind of homebrew our own little world. Great tea. It's a lot of fun. Other than that, If you want to check out my writing, make sure you keep your eyes tuned to Into the Motherlands as we're reaching the final destination on that front. And of course, I do cultural consulting, writing, development, and run and play in other games all over the interwebs. You'll see more in the time to come. Have a happy December, folks. We're near there.
All right. And we have Allegory played by Apocalypto12. Where can people find you at when you are not shape-shifting into kitties?
You can find me on my podcast, Go My Favorite Sports Team. Yes, it's a sport podcast. No, it's not designed for sport people. It's for those that don't know sport. But people that do enjoy sport also get something from it. Yeah, it's all sport. But also, my multi-year campaign over on my friend Scott's channel, twitch.tv/DaleRick, will be ending soon. We have our culmination episode next Friday, if we can finish it. So multi-year, super long.
It's like 4 years long, right?
Yeah. And a world completely created by Scott. So it's going to be interesting. So if you want to check that out, check that out.
It's always a good time. I enjoy watching. And of course, last but not least, we have Violet played by Play Katie Play. What are you up to when you're not, making people tell you the truth and you're void of honesty?
Yes, I felt a little bad doing that, but it was satisfying.
Rowan's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't have a crush on her so much. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm Katie Peters Plays. You can find me on Twitch at Katie Peters Plays. I have two podcasts, one called Quantum Drive about the TV show The Orville, one called Katie Hasn't Seen That, where I watch movies everyone has seen. Bye, werewolf. That I haven't, and the most recent episode that came out was on American Pie. So if you want to go listen to that, go listen to that. And I have some charity stuff coming up next Friday, so join me on my channel for that. And yeah, that's what I got going on right now.
Awesome. And of course, I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places. I do lots of things on the internet. I'm here on Thursdays as well. So if you want to see all the cool things, just follow me. I'll let you know. And of course, I make games and video games for a living. I'm working on Ashes of Creation, which you can find at Ashes of Creation in all of the places. And also, I'm working on the second edition of Witches and Spellcraft, which is the advanced version. So soon we'll be able to play that one. But we're going to go record an after show. We'll see you all next week. Toodles.